The offense is elite. They stole George Pickens. They don't need weapons. Running game feels solid. The O-line has to get better in pass pro. And the two defensive issues they have, they can solve in the draft because they have 2 first-round picks.
You would have thought the Dallas Cowboys actually went up against Indy or went up against Seattle or the Rams or somebody. The second most high-powered offense in the National Football League went up against the second worst offense in the National Football League. Can you give him a video, please?
Molly, I have never.
Oh, can I?
Oh
can
my
I
God,
leave?
bro! Seriously.
Everyone wants to laugh at the Dallas Cowboys right now. The hot takes are flying, the memes are everywhere, and the haters cannot wait to remind you how broken this team looks. But before you write them off completely, let's talk about what is actually happening in Dallas. Because the truth is more complicated than the headlines. The Dallas Cowboys are not rebuilding. They are trapped by a $74 million quarterback they cannot trade. Trapped by a franchise tag standoff with their best receiver. Trapped by a defense that finished dead last and a front office making moves nobody can explain. This is not the story of a team figuring it out. This is a franchise that spent years kicking problems down the road, and the road just ran out. Welcome to Dallas, where even winning moves turn into disasters.
Pickens, of course, leaning toward the franchise tag. We'll finalize that here over the coming week or 10 days.
George Pickens is about to be franchise tagged for $28 million, and he wants nothing to do with it. The franchise tag is the NFL's way of keeping a player for one more year without a long-term deal. It pays the average of the top 5 salaries at their position, which sounds great until you realize there is zero long-term security. One bad injury, and the money disappears.
Dallas, I hate the franchise tag because when you're signed to a franchise tag, it's 1 year guarantee, and now you have to hope that somebody else, whether it be the Dallas Cowboys or another team, is willing to pay you that big contract money. If I'm George Pickens, those aren't my problems. I got here, you had already known you paid CeeDee Lamb. You traded for me with the hopes that I would have the type of season that I just had this past year.
Players hate it, teams love it, and Dallas is about to use it on their best receiver. Pickens arrived in Dallas last season and became the most dangerous weapon this offense has had in years. He is explosive, physical, and exactly what Dak Prescott needs. But with the March 3rd deadline approaching, the Cowboys are preparing to tag him, and Pickens is reportedly planning to sit out the entire offseason program in protest. He wants a long-term deal around $30 million per year, but the Cowboys cannot give it to him. Not because they do not want to, because they literally cannot afford it.
The Dallas Cowboys finalized a 4-year, $240 million contract extension with Dak Prescott that makes him the highest paid player in football.
Dak Prescott carries a $74.1 million cap hit in 2026. $74 million, the highest cap hit in the NFL, the kind of number that paralyzes an entire organization. And here is the worst part. Because of the no trade and no tag clauses in his contract, the Cowboys have zero leverage. They cannot trade him. They cannot restructure without his permission. They are stuck. The front office now faces an impossible choice. Extend Dak into his late 30s to lower the 2026 cap hit, or eat the cap this year and start planning for 2027. However, neither option is good. And while they debate, the rest of the roster falls apart around them. This is what happens when you keep pushing problems into the future. Eventually, the future arrives, and it is expensive.
The Dallas Cowboys are trading Micah Parsons, a 4-time Pro Bowl selection who's had over 12 sacks in each of his first 4 seasons, to the Green Bay Packers in exchange for 2 first-round draft picks and defensive tackle Kenny Clark.
Even though he has been gone for months, Micah Parsons is still everywhere in Dallas. The trade happened in October. Parsons was sent to Green Bay for 2 first-round picks and a 3rd-rounder. Jerry Jones called it a painful but necessary move. Parsons is now thriving in Green Bay at an all-pro level, reminding everyone what Dallas gave up. And what did Dallas get? 2 draft picks they are now using to try and replace him. Delane and Styles might become solid players, but neither is Micah Parsons. The fan base knows it, the media knows it, the front office knows it too. While the offense is held hostage by Dak's contract, the defense is trying to find its pulse. The 2025 Cowboys defense finished 30th in the league, dead last in third down stops. Historically embarrassing for a franchise built on defense in the 1990s. Enter Christian Parker. At 34 years old, Parker was hired from the Eagles to become the youngest defensive coordinator in Cowboys history. He inherits a unit with no pass rush, no secondary depth, and a roster that spent last season getting torched. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer is betting everything on Parker's ability to rebuild from scratch. The problem is that rebuilding requires resources, and the Cowboys do not have many. They have 2 first-round picks, 12th and 20th overall, both from the Parsons trade. The plan is to use them on Mansour Delane at corner and Sonny Styles at linebacker, 2 players who might help eventually, but will not save this defense in 2026. Parker is walking into a nightmare. No stars, no depth, and a front office that cannot afford to fix it because every dollar is tied up in Dak's contract. While George Pickens threatens to sit out and the franchise drowns in Dak's contract, the Cowboys made another move this weekend that left everyone confused. They re-signed running back Javonte Williams to a 3-year, $24 million deal with $16 million fully guaranteed. Williams is productive. He can run. He can catch. He brings value, but $8 million a year for a running back with $16 million in real guaranteed money when you cannot afford to keep your best receiver? Good for him, but the math does not add up. This is the kind of decision that makes people question whether anyone in the building understands what they are doing. At this point, even the good news comes with complications. Brandon Aubrey is one of the best kickers in football. He made the Pro Bowl. He is reliable and consistent. But because the Cowboys are so strapped for cap space, they cannot afford to give him a real contract. He is a restricted free agent, which means other teams can make him an offer. The Cowboys are expected to place a second-round tender on him, essentially saying, if another team signs him, we get their second-round pick as compensation. It is a defensive move designed to scare teams away without actually committing money. Even the easiest decision has become complicated. That is where this franchise is right now. But here is what nobody is talking about in all the chaos. The Cowboys are not as broken as the headlines suggest. Start with Quinnen Williams. The all-pro defensive tackle they acquired at the trade deadline led the entire league in run-stop rate at 14.0%. Pro Football Focus ranked him 28th on their top 101 players list. Williams, Kenny Clark, and Osa Odigizua give Dallas 3 starting caliber defensive tackles. That is a legitimate foundation. Then there is the offense. George Pickens made the Pro Bowl and earned second-team All-Pro honors. Javonte Williams posted a career-best season, 1,201 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns. When this offense was healthy, it was dangerous. The cap situation is brutal now, but through restructures, Dallas can create over $100 million in flexibility. Add 2 first-round picks at 12 and 20, and this front office has the resources to fix the defense in one offseason. The problems are real. The Dak contract is suffocating. The Pickens standoff is ugly. But underneath the noise, there is a foundation, a defensive line that can dominate, an offense with Pro Bowl talent, draft capital to add impact players, and a young coordinator who believes he can turn it around. So that is the full picture of the Dallas Cowboys in February 2026. This is not a rebuild. This is a franchise trying to fix itself in one offseason while carrying the weight of bad decisions from the past. The problems are loud. The Dak contract, the Pickens protest, the Parsons ghost, the cap hell. But the foundation is real. Elite defensive line, Pro Bowl talent on offense, draft capital, cap flexibility if they make the hard choices. But the path exists, and that is more than most people realize. America's team is not dead. It is just stuck, and stuck can be fixed. If you're still with me, like and subscribe. Drop a comment, Cowboys fans, what's the move here? And what do you think about Stephen A. clowning the team like that? Let me know.